So I feel that in IELTS, there are band descriptors, right, for evaluation. So is there any similar pattern for TOEFL exam, and how is the exam score evaluated?
Sure.
And how do these scores indicate about a test taker's proficiency?
Makes sense. Very fair and valid question. Now, what all language tests do, including the IELTS, including TOEFL, is they map it to a global scale of English. And this global scale of English that generally all industry will stick to is called the CEFR scale, the Common European Framework for Reference.
Got it.
Now, this CEFR scale goes from very low levels of proficiency in English, very high levels of proficiency in English.
Got it.
And all language tests and assessment, no matter how they score, be it a band score or in case of TOEFL a 0 to 120, measure up to this standard CEFR scale.
Got it.
Now, if I were to give a concrete example.
Sir, I'm so sorry, I'm cutting you, sir. What is CEFR band score?
It stands for Common European Framework for Reference.
Got it.
CEFR.
Now, students, you got it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Now, this CEFR goes right from, the basic proficiency, which is at a A1 level, to a C1 level, which is an extremely proficient user of English language.
Right.
And typically, native, say, Australians or Americans or British citizens, are known to be proficient level of users per se, because that has been their mother tongue generally.
Right.
For us, the primary language that we've learned or grown up with has not been English. That's the reason why,
our first languages has been either in our mother tongue or Hindi.
Exactly.
I think.
True.
And I'm thinking that has been our thinking language as well.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
For us to learn a new language, it does take time.
It's not a colloquial language.
It's not.
Right.
And that is the reason, why if we improve, our skills and level in English, we go up certain, levels. And that is what we measure with the TOEFL IBT test.
Got it.
Typically, if you look at a 6 band in an IELTS, it ranges anywhere between a 60, to a 72 in a TOEFL IBT test.
Right.
Now, there's a range of scores that you get. Now, what do you think, is simpler? Whether to get a 60 out of a 120 in a TOEFL IBT or to get a 6 out of a 9 band. So that, is a food for thought with regard to what you're looking at in terms of even language descriptors on how do we measure assessment.
Got it.
The TOEFL provides more granularity in terms of scoring scale as well, so that you get specific scores for each and individual skills. But we are not the ones who determine what is the score required to get into a particular college or university.
Got it, sir.
ये college or university could determine basis the level of course, basis the rigor of their course, that what is the minimum English language test score required for them.
Got it.
As well. And that's the reason why they keep, different scores, is different
areas and all. Right.
Exactly.
Agreed, sir.
So that's how it's done, basically.
Got it, sir. Yeah. So that's really insightful, I will say. Different universities, they have their own parameters, right? And that's why I feel TOEFL is majorly accepted. So we'll discuss about that as well. Which all universities, which all countries, they majorly accept TOEFL as one of the testing criteria for English proficiency. But now let's compare. Let's compare this comparison. Let's continue. And I feel so many students often wonder about the differences between TOEFL and other exams, like I mentioned, IELTS. You already have given a brief difference about them, but still, I will say, sir, can you just deep dive further? And how does TOEFL compare in terms of structure, content, and global acceptance?
Sure, absolutely. See, in terms of structure, pretty much both tests are similar. They test on the basic 4 skills of reading, writing, speaking, and listening.
True.
But how it is done and delivered differs with both TOEFL and IELTS. Now, TOEFL, all the 4 sections of your test are completed in one sitting within 2 hours. Whereas for IELTS, you need to come for 2 different sessions. So your reading, writing, and listening happens on one day. Your speaking section happens on another day.
By an examiner.
By the examiner. So that's the fundamental difference, and it is almost 2 hours and 45 minutes, to complete your IELTS test over 2 different days.